Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Garforth Town TV here on YouTube. And tonight we come to you live from the BD Community Stadium. The stage is set for Garforth to host NPL football for the third season running. They host North Ferriby, who have proven to be a tough opposition in the past. I am Brad Matchavonga, your commentator, and alongside me for another season in the Northern Premier League's East Division is none other than my handy partner, Darren Matchavonga. Darren, good to have you back, mate.
Thank you very much for the wonderful introduction as always, Brad. I'm really surprised it's taken up till the 25th of August to get our first home game in the NPL East for Garforth Town, but it's a pleasure to be joined by you as always, and it should be a very close game. Both teams in fine form who definitely want to keep their unbeaten streaks going, but it's about who wants it more now.
Well, we're going to find out in the next 90 minutes who wants the victory more, or if they can't be separated by come the end of the game. Let's take you through the team, starting as always with the hosts. Garforth Town have just made the single change after their late FA Cup win against Droylsden. It is Flutters in goal. There's a back four of Johnson, Barkway, Tilsley, and Emery. Tilsley playing against his former club today. Savage and Ball as holding midfielders. Patrick, Mutty, and Coville as attacking midfielders. Mutty replaces Eggleston, who started on Saturday. And up front, Charlie Marshall is the joint top scorer at the club on 2 goals. North Ferriby have just made 3 changes after their FA Cup win over the weekend. It is Dashing goal. Murillo, Love, Clarkson and Walters all retain their spots in the squad. Carlisle and Green replace Dennison and Boyle as the attacking options. Richardson steps in for Dennison as well, and Johnson leads the line, looking very impressive with 3 goals to his name. Well, Darren, as the teams meet near the centre circle to shake hands and give each other respect before this game gets underway, the big miss for North Ferriby this evening is the absence of Jake Day, their top scorer on 5 goals.
He's had an incredible start to this club, hasn't he, Brad? And I'm sure he would have wanted to have another game under his belt. We're not entirely sure what has happened with him, but he is missing in action today, and that might be a crucial factor for North Ferriby here this evening.
And Lewis Dennison drops to the bench as well, as it opens up the opportunity for Mason Johnson to play up front. He is a left winger. He is now going to take that number 9 shirt, and you'd expect him to lead the line. 3 goals in his first 5 games in the North Ferriby colours, and he'll be someone to look out for, won't he, Darren?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to keep a keen eye on what he's going to be up to this evening. And I reckon he will give the Garforth Town fullbacks a headache for the majority of the game.
Well, we'll see how this game goes. The referee for this evening is Louis Parker, who has met with both captains in the centre circle, Jamie Barkway and Jack Walters, meeting in the centre circle. Decide who gets to kick off this game. And we're just waiting for things to get underway. People filling their seats around the BD Community Stadium to our left and to our right. Everyone just preparing in anticipation for Garforth Town. Darren, 4 points in their opening 2 games, along with North Ferriby. How do you think this one's going to go?
Well, if you follow the logic of Paul Marshall, you always hear him say that in the bigger games, the team do tend to show up, and I think that's what the fans will be expecting here. And today it will be a big game for sure. So I think it will be a close one. I'm expecting a draw here, Brad.
Well, we'll see if your prediction is true in 90 minutes' time, as we are waiting for, well, the physios, really, with their bags to move across to their respective dugouts. Very slowly, they're all just walking across as if we don't have a game about to start in about a minute's time. Well, never a dull day in non-league football.
This is the only type of thing that can happen in non-league football. My word, someone tell him to get on with it. As the referee's looking at his watch.
Well, here we go then. We are underway at the BD Community Stadium. Garforth Town's first home game of the new league season is underway. Garforth Town in their signature blue. And, well, they've got blue shirts, blue shorts and blue socks. Shooting to our left, North Ferriby, looking like it's in a beige and a green as well. Shooting to our right, Mutty's already been released inside the box. He cuts it across for Coville. And Koval couldn't quite reach it there from the near side to the far side. Koval now has it for Garforth. Quick start from the hosts. Patrick trying to keep the ball alive on that far side, and it goes out of play for a North Ferriby goal kick, and a very quick start for Garforth there, Darren.
Yeah, really good start from Garforth. They kept their heads down as I believe it was Joshua Clarkson, number 5 from North Ferriby, who was complaining that the ball had gone out when from up here it was very visible to see that it did touch his leg on the way out, and he was complaining at the referee for the decision there. But a lovely ball cut in from Mutty, just a little bit too much power on it. That has cost Garforth there.
Jonathan Dash, the North Ferriby goalkeeper, lifts it into midway into Garforth's half. It's now a bit of an aerial battle between both sides here, but the ball has been picked up there by Kane Richardson. He does go down to ground. Looks like Savage just took the player down there midway into his own half, and that'll be a North Ferriby free kick right next to the touchline in front of the North Ferriby camp. It will be taken by Oliver Green, one of the 3 changes for North Ferriby this evening, and he'll be looking to make an impression as well, thinking that he's just been added to the squad.
Yeah, been a very busy summer for North Ferriby, and a lot of those players down there will want to prove themselves, and that might have been what's contributed to such a good start to their season and their campaign, especially in the FA Cup.
Well, Louis Parker allows things to get underway. Free kick swung into the edge of the box. Tilsley couldn't quite control it. Barkway manages to get the ball down to Motty's feet on this near side for Garforth. He tries to send it forwards, and it's intercepted comfortably from Richardson, who's tracked all the way back in his number 10 shirt for North Ferriby. He gets the ball back from Jonathan Dash deep into his own half. He's under pressure from Marshall and Patrick there on Dexter ball in the middle. It's been lifted forwards by one of the North Ferriby defenders. Jack Johnson knocks it down for Matt Savage to chase. It looks like he's just about going to get there, and he does! And a poor sliding challenge there, and it is from Richardson. Midway into Garforth's half, and there's already crowding around the referee between both sets of players, because that did not look like the cleanest of challenges there, Darren. Free kick for Garforth, but Savage might be in a bit of pain, to say the least.
I feel like that was a bit of a revenge shot there from Kane Richardson, as just a few moments ago, Matt Savage also delivered quite a harsh tackle against the number 10 Ferriby player. Obviously, it is quite early in the game to start throwing cards out, but definitely does need to at least have a verbal warning, in my opinion, there.
Well, first tackle of the game inside the first 5 minutes, and first proper challenge, as they'd like to say.
Well, it's how you know that you're meant to be that.
Well, free kick for Garforth Town. Jamie Barkway will take this one for Garforth. Just near the halfway line, he lifts it forwards. Knocked on by Patrick. Marshall knocks it on for Koval to chase, and Dash just about wins the race there. Koval was charging to the ball, but Dash very coolly, calmly picks up the ball in his hands, and he'll send this one long. He's wearing a purple goalkeeping kit. Harry Flatters in the opposite goal for Garforth Town in green, so it'll be very easy to pick those two up throughout the 90 minutes. Ball lifted from the centre circle, still looping in the air. Touchdown by Charlie Carlisle on this near side. Looking to flick it on for his teammate in front of him. That will be Mason Johnson. Here's Dunkley for North Ferriby. Gives it back to Joshua Clarkson on the halfway line for North Ferriby. That's a diagonal pass towards the far side. Knocked on. Barkway's clearance is looping, but he doesn't travel far. Knocked on by Savage. Cleared from Dexter Ball. And not the greatest moment there for Jamie Barkway there, Darren. It wasn't exactly the cleanest of clearances. As the ball is lifted forwards, Johnson again gets it down to ground. Koval with a smart flick over his man. And that one goes out for a North Ferriby throw. Midway in their own half. Still, if you're just tuning in here, it's Garforth Town radio here on YouTube. It is still 0-0 between Garforth and North Ferriby.
Well, you could hear a couple of oohs from the crowd there with Barkway's clearance, but luckily for him, he gets away with it. Garforth now regained possession.
Jordan Emery lifts it towards Koval on the far side for Garforth. Koval will pick it up. He is under pressure from Liam Love, the North Ferriby left back. He gives it back to Jamie Barkway, who's crossed over into North Ferriby's territory. Gives it to Savage. Savage gives it over to Niall Tilsley, playing against his former club this evening, Darren, for the first time since joining Garforth. Made over 200 appearances for North Ferriby and saw them get promoted from the North Counties East Division back in 2023. And, well, he seemed in good spirits when he got to the ground early this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. Convening with some of his former teammates who he used to captain. So it shows that no love is lost indeed between the two. Is a lot of aggression there towards now as you mention it. So that completely tells you the opposite thing. But he's won his team a free kick.
Hello, Andy. Good to hear from you in the chat. So far, it's quite a cool evening here in Garforth. As well, things might be a little bit heated near the edge of the North Ferriby penalty area as the ball is lifted out of play. Just a bit of wind. The sun is setting here at the BD Community Stadium. A couple of clouds in the sky. Not too harsh on the wind, which is nice as well, Darren. It's just your average late summer evening. Very nice and cool at this time.
Yeah, well, this will probably be the last of the nice, cool evenings we're going to have here, Brad, at the BD Community Stadium, as we are getting towards that time where the cold will set in, and that will be certainly something to watch out for, especially for your toes.
My toes will be crying out for help the minute winter arrives here in Garforth. I don't know how people prefer it to summer, honestly.
Oh, you're just saying that because I love winter. I actually like the idea of being able to concentrate without a headache.
I can't relate to such a problem. Here's Clarkson for North Ferriby, lifts over above Garforth's half, knocked away from Jamie Barkway, who's a very towering centre-back, always able to respond in those moments. He thrives in those moments. Marshall picks up the ball in the centre circle. Patrick looks to release Mutty. Mutty cuts inside on his right! Beautifully done from Mutty! And Garforth opened the scoring after just 7 minutes. It's Garforth 1, North Ferriby 0. Mutty strikes again.
And everything started there with Charlie Carlisle, who lost the ball in the middle of the park. And when he did lose the ball, Brad, he did start sprinting initially, but just started jogging. There was not enough pressure on Mutty at all, and that's why he's able to beautifully dance in the box and punish the North Ferriby defence by slotting it into the bottom left corner. 1-0 Garforth.
Well, Mutty, formerly part of the Sheffield Wednesday Academy, he joined Garforth last season, scored 4 goals last season, he's on 2 now. And the BD Community Stadium embraces him. A brilliant piece of working magic from his dancing feet once more gives Garforth the lead, and North Ferriby will definitely have some thinking to do now.
It's always painful when you can see the goal so early on because there is a lot of football left to be played, but it does now feel like you're going to have to try and catch up and get a goal as soon as possible. Otherwise, you could be exposed to conceding another, especially with another mistake.
Oh, the ball lifted over towards midway into Garforth's half, knocked on by Jack Johnson. Dexter Ball gets his head onto it as well, lands for Ollie Patrick. Coville linking up nicely with Dexter Ball in the middle. Plays it in for Savage. Savage just has the ball trickle past him in the centre circle there. Mutty in a bit of a battle there with Charlie Carlisle in the centre circle for possession, but the referee, Louis Parker, has pulled play back there for a foul. It just looked quite obvious there, Darren. It just looked like Mutty didn't really try and get the ball back on that occasion.
Yeah, I saw the whistle to the referee's mouth there for a considerable amount of time. I was wondering when he was going to pull the trigger there, Brad.
Very nice ball from Murillo on this near side, and the linesman gives Garforth a throw deep into their own half. Jordan Emery will be looking to take this one. And how important has Jordan Emery been for Garforth Town over the past couple of seasons, Darren? He excelled at centre-back last season. As Marshall's ball just a bit too high for Mutty there, intercepted well by Ollie Green, who travels into the centre circle for North Ferriby. Threads a very nice pass out wide for Liam Love. He's got plenty of space to run into. He's got Lucas Robinson in support. He didn't quite match his pace on that far side, but he cuts inside and has a go on his right foot. It's a ball that fizzed across the penalty area and could have gone anywhere. And it is a Garforth Town goal kick, but Robinson getting involved for the first time on that far side.
It's very dangerous. I'm not entirely sure if it was a cross or a shot, but it definitely did get Harry Flatters to move a little bit. It certainly would have worried the goalkeeper. He would not want to concede and ruin that clean sheet so far.
Well, just about to hit 10 minutes here at the BD Community Stadium. Garforth 1, North Ferriby 0. Jordan Emery has just gone down midway into North Ferriby's half. Looks like there was quite a collision of heads just in front of us there, Darren. It looked quite nasty, but Emery has been clutching the back of his head. But he is back on his feet, which is good to see. The referee, Louis Parker, has just told him to go back onto the touchline. And there's a bit of an argument here between them. The referee is signalling to go onto the touchline, and Emery's fine to keep going, but he's been ordered onto the touchline, and well, quite a bizarre situation here. And the linesman's just told Emery the same thing. Well, Garforth momentarily down to 10 for the time being.
Well, you were mentioning about how important Jordan Emery has been for Garforth Town, and I was just about to say that he doesn't get injured, as you just had a moment. He's still waiting to get onto the pitch, and that's what I mean. He's a tough cookie to crack. It's Jordan Emery, and he's been very consistent for Garforth Town in the past 2 seasons, and that's why the club very much value him here.
Well, he's very versatile in that defensive line for Garforth Town. He was a brilliant centre-back last season. He's now been shifted over to the left-hand side of the pitch with now Tilsley's arrival. And, well, Tilsley will be looking to have a say over his former club. But Garforth have a throw on this far side, taken by Charlie Marshall, aimed for Coville down the line. It gets cleared away from the North Ferriby defenders. And Tilsley gives it down for Emery, who has rejoined the pitch and rejoined the action. Gives it over to the goal scorer Mutti on this near side. Looking to take on Murillo, and he's away from Murillo. His dancing feet working wonders again. His cross for Marshall just misses him. Marshall went charging in, and he couldn't quite get there. He took down Walters with him too, but Mutti causing problems on this near side, Darren.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like Ferriby just can't contain him at the time being. And they've definitely got to try something to shut down that dangerous man on the left-hand side. Garforth Town win a free kick in the final third here.
Well, it's going to be Ollie Patrick on this free kick. We'll say about 23, 24 yards from goal on this far side, Darren. A very busy penalty area awaits him as they look to get on this ball first. And Garforth do have several aerial options. Emery, Barquay, Tilsley, all aerial options. Looking to get on this one. Patrick swings it in. It's aimed for Barquay, who cuts it across goal. Emery gets it down. Marshall looking for a space to shoot. It lands for Mutti. And North Ferriby shirt in the way. Savage lifts it back in. A few faint shouts for handball, but nothing convincing the referee, Louis Parker. But Garforth Town have a corner on the far side. Looking to double their advantage. It's still Garforth 1, North Ferriby 0.
Yeah, very strong start to the game for Garforth Town, and they'll want to keep up the tempo. They don't want to start sitting back at any point.
Well, Patrick will take this corner. Floated in. Emery looking to leap. He gets the ball down to ground at the edge of the penalty area on this near side for Garforth. Floating across, headed down, lands for Mutti in the penalty area. And he's managing to try and find some space. Cuts inside again. Who won't pull the trigger again. Blocked again and cleared away. And Garforth have to try again. Johnson lifts it for Tilsley. And in the end, it was just a bit too high for the former North Ferriby captain. And North Ferriby have the ball in their own half once more. Here's Charlie Carlisle for North Ferriby. Over to Liam Love. Walters, the captain for North Ferriby, has it now. Lifts it over forward to his left foot. That's aimed for Lucas Robinson. Barquay there to intercept it. And that's the awareness that Barquay brings to that Garforth back line. As Ferriby take a throw in deep into Garforth's half. Still chasing this game at the moment. Looking to really conjure up some attacking offence here. Love's cross. Very low, but not really aiming for anyone inside the box. Flatters will have it in his hands. And he's at a walking pace with the ball in his hands as the Garforth goalkeeper. And he just bowls out for the captain, Jamie Barquay.
Oh, man, tonight it really does feel like a Mutti kind of game. If they can't contain him, then they've really got to struggle. As a very high press against that Garforth Town backline, causing Harry Flatters having to retreat out of his goal. But ball has gone out of play, I believe, for a goal kick.
Well, yeah, that is a goal kick for Garforth Town. We can confirm that. Despite that transition of play there, Paul Marshall, the manager of Garforth, just leaning on his bench there, just looking very relaxed about what he's just seen. If that was me, I would be fuming at my goalkeeper.
I wasn't entirely sure why Flatters didn't clear the ball away, but it's not the worst case scenario for them.
Well, I was at Leicester over the weekend for Leicester City versus Burton Albion, and the amount of times that the Leicester fans lost patience with their team trying to play up from the back was quite something. As Russell Martin not really adjusting to life with Leicester City in his first 2 games. But Garforth Town do have a throw. deep into North Ferriby's half, and they'll be looking to double their advantage. Just quarter of an hour gone. Garforth 1, North Ferriby 0. Emery looking to help a second for Garforth. Long throw into the box, deep into the box, plenty of height. Barquay knocks it down for Charlie Marshall, who pulls the trigger. It's blocked again by a pair of North Ferriby shirts. Chance for handball. And it did touch the hand of Lucas Robinson on his way out. And Garforth have a free kick right on the D area. And a really good chance to extend their margin here, Darren.
I think Robinson will feel hard done there. It just seemed like the ball landed onto his hand from where I'm standing, and with a chance this good for Garforth, there's a big opportunity that Robinson might regret that handball.
Well done. I've just had a Garforth fan ask me, just to my right, is it going to clear the fence? But it looks like Ollie Patrick is going to take this one for Garforth Town in conversation with Harry Coville. This just over 20 yards from goal. Whistle blown. Patrick will unleash! And that one has cleared the fence. Well over the trees in front of us too. Bit too far for you to go get that one, Darren.
It's okay, Brad. I've got a camera tripod that I can climb to just about get some height and reach for the ball up. I don't even think it hit the trees. I think it went over the trees there, so it might be a little bit difficult to find, but I'm sure it'll be no biggie.
I'm sorry, did you say you have a tripod helping you to climb and get the ball back? We're 17 minutes in now. We're not even at the 20-minute mark, mate.
Yeah, at this point you'll be wishing you were back in Leicester.
Not really. Russell Martin ball I can only watch so much of it. Here's Brandon Murillo for North Ferriby. Still chasing this game by a goal to nil. Patrick rather let them off with that handball from Robinson at the edge of his own penalty area. Goes back to Jack Walters, and it just seems, Darren, that everything that North Ferriby are conjuring up here, Garforth seem to have an answer, and they seem to answer every question thrown at them from the North Ferriby attackers, and that's got to frustrate some of those players because most of them have started very, very well in this season, and they just can't get anything going in the first 16, 17 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a very frustrating start to the game for North Ferriby, as I'm sure they would have expected to have a more clear-cut chance compared to the chance that Robinson had about 10 or so minutes ago. So they will be a little bit frustrated and a little bit worried as well about how much pressure they're having to face here so early on.
While North Ferriby looking to conjure up some pressure of their own, the ball lands for Carlisle midway into Garforth's half. Here's Dunkley for North Ferriby. Dunkley joined from Bridgeton Town in 2020, earlier this summer. Looking to make an impression. Very experienced midfielder. Won the title with Beverley Town as well. And he played for North Ferriby United as well. So this is not unfamiliar territory for him, as North Ferriby United was the club before it was liquidated and then North Ferriby FC was born.
Yeah, lovely little history lesson there, Brad.
Just showing I do my research. Johnson putting a lot of pressure on Dunkley on that far side, and he's a second player that is playing against his former club here tonight, Darren, who has been very important in North Ferriby colours, and so far for Garforth Town, he's been pretty solid in that right back position, and maybe Garforth fans will be coming to warm up to him a little bit in that position.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the thing I find quite fascinating about this level of football is you can find a team sign multiple players from their rival, and then that rival will sign multiple players from another rival. Of course, a lot of players from Bridlington have moved over to North Ferriby this season, so it's just a little bit like a silly season almost, in any case.
Well, Harry Flatters has the ball in his hands, and he's just ordering for his Garforth comrades to get forward and get up the pitch as Garforth still lead by a goal to nil as we are approaching the 20-minute mark here at the BD Community Stadium. The headlights the headlights are flashing on the stadium. It's gone that dark as the sun has peeked away from the clouds as it will be a Garforth Town throw in midway into North Ferriby's half. Jack Johnson to take this one. And, well, Darren, so far, Mutty his goal. The only difference between these two teams is Johnson looks to link up with Patrick on the far side. Johnson looked to try and keep it in play, but the ball just trickled away from him, and it goes over the line for a North Ferriby throw midway in their own half. Still Garforth 1, North Ferriby 0. As, well, Darren, Chris Boulder will not be happy with his North Ferriby side at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, you just saw that little passage of play on the right-hand side before it went out for throwing. That is beautiful stuff from Garforth. Lovely pass and move, and it just seems to me that North Ferriby are struggling to try and contain it. It's a bit of shirt pulling there from Richardson, but nothing malicious. It has helped this team win the ball back. Can they keep it?
Well, the answer's no. Ollie Patrick had a say in there, midway into Garforth's half. Emery lifts it forward. He tried to find Mutty, pick him out, making a run on the near side for Garforth Town, but it didn't quite work out for him. And North Ferriby have the ball in their possession once again. This time with Oliver Green, Walters, Dunkley, back to Clarkson, and fired away from Dash in his own penalty area. Johnson gets his head to it once again, determined to win the ball every time he's been given the chance to do so. But it's a good play from North Ferriby on this left-hand side. Lucas Robinson dashing down the wing, looking to take on Barkway. Gets the better of him, swings it across, and that one isn't troubling anyone inside the penalty area. And a few of the North Ferriby players waved their arms in frustration. It looks like they might have been asking for a corner there, as I believe it might have taken a deflection on the way out. But Robinson, again, looking like the only bright spark for North Ferriby is the young, energetic winger.
Oh, he was clearly frustrated with himself there, Brad, as I heard him let out a scream there that could possibly be heard for miles. It's definitely not been the most ideal start to a game for North Ferriby, and they just need to have some kind of opportunity that will inspire some hope.
Blatters lifts it from his own penalty area for the goal kick. Emery gets his head onto it. Koval couldn't quite get there. Emery gets his foot stuck in there. Referee Louis Parker has called a foul for North Ferriby, it looks to be. And it looks as a free kick for North Ferriby. Emery looked like he did get the ball. Actually, no. Garforth have won a free kick. So, inside the centre circle. Got myself mixed up there. But it will be a free kick for Garforth Town, taken from Matt Savage.
Yeah, it looked like Emery did get the first touch and did hear a bit of a clap go round, reverberating, as there was definitely contact between the two, and that's why the referee has pulled back play.
23 minutes in, still Garforth 1, North Ferriby 0, just a one goal separating the two teams. Mutty's early opener as the difference. Free kick swung into the box. Tilsley got his head to it, but it's only been picked up by Carlisle. Under pressure from Charlie Marshall, who does get the throw in on this near side, deep into North Ferriby's half. Taken quickly over to Emery. Charlie Marshall for Garforth. Mutty, the goal scorer, is surrounded by two shirts in white and a light dasher green, but Garforth come away with the ball again. Here's Tilsley for Garforth. Lays off Dexter Ball. Gives it back to Barkway in the centre circle for Garforth. Gives it back to Dexter Ball with good movement off the ball. Savage. Emery gets a 1-2 back to Savage. And Garforth just looking to keep hold of possession for now, as they try and build patiently from the back. Savage again. Back to Tilsley, and well, the clouds are getting ever so darker here at the BD Community Stadium. The sun has just been setting on that far corner just to our right. So, darkness is descending here. And North Ferriby looking to find a shining light in this moment in time. It's not been a great game for them. Robinson again on that left-hand side. Tried to get something done down there. Couldn't quite find a crossing opportunity. And North Ferriby will have to try again. Very quick passes going back to their captain, Walters. Gives it over to Dunkley. And they need to really move with a bit more urgency, do North Ferriby, if they want a chance to get a foothold in this game. Emery lifts the clearance in an interception. Mutty gets it down to ground, and he dashes away from Murillo on this near side for Garforth. Chops on his left. He's got Ball in support, and he plays in Dexter Ball. Garforth just edging the penalty area now. Savage. Emery. Garforth playing with a real confidence about themselves at the moment. Dexter Ball for Garforth. We know how good he is with his feet, managing to find a crossing opportunity. He lands for Charlie Marshall, who just keeps it alive. Flag stays down against Dexter Ball. Emery. Ball again. Just two shirts all over the back of him at the moment. And that's gone out of play for a North Ferriby throw. And Dexter Ball doesn't seem that happy. He doesn't seem happy with that decision. And, well, Garforth fans not happy with that decision either.
Well, yeah, I mean, quite clearly it did touch the Ferriby player on the way out, so obviously the referee looked like he was in a blind spot, but it did last make contact there. But I must say, Murillo looks to be having a very frustrating game. Keeping Mutty quiet just seems like a big ask for him so far.
Murillo joined from Garforth Town in March earlier this year. Big step up from where Garforth Town were in the Football Leagues, from step 7 to step 4. Quite a climb up. But he's having a rough time of it so far this evening as Garforth Town have a throw-in midway into North Ferriby's half. Still, one goal separating these two teams. Garforth's leading by a goal to nil. And if you're Paul Marshall, I'm pretty sure you'd be happy with this first half so far, as we're approaching the half an hour mark.
Indeed, but I'm sure he'll be worried that Garforth Town will not continue to apply the pressure.
Emery's throw is deep into the box. Ferriby can't fully deal with it. It lands for Charlie Marshall. Motty stuck out a leg. And it's an easy save for Dash, who gets the ball cleared immediately, but it meets the head of Emery to slow it down. Love. Johnson, great tackle there from Niall Tilsley. He's playing against his former club, but he's not showing any hesitation to get stuck in there.
Yeah, that's what you've got to love. Fantastic tackle, very well timed. It has slowed down North Ferriby.
Another strong challenge there from Matt Savage as the ball's out for a throw-in again. This time it's into Garforth's half, next to the halfway line. Throw-in taken quickly. Charlie Marshall now has a chance to escape. He's pulled the trigger. And it looked like quite a hasty decision there, as it looks as though Jonathan Dash was well off his line, but the strike was, well, not the best. I'll put it that way, for everyone back at home.
Trying something akin to what Jay Davis definitely would have gone for there. He saw the opening, but didn't strike it right. Seems like a waste of a good opportunity there for Garforth Town.
Johnson couldn't quite keep it alive on that far side. It's a throw now for North Ferriby midway into their own half. Still chasing this game by a goal to nil. And they are starting to maybe look a bit more confident going forward. Here's Brandon Murillo for North Ferriby. Over to Clarkson. Captain Jack Walters. And Walters was the player's play of the season back in the 2024-25 season when North Ferriby got their second consecutive 8th place finish. And he is solid. He can go forward, but he's been assigned to centre-back for this evening. Normally he can play left-back as well. Can be very good going forward and defensively as well, and they'll be calling on him to show some leadership and some confidence and inspire some confidence into his team as they are still chasing this game for now.
It's not all negative here for North Ferriby as they are holding on to the ball well. They're not really able to go forward, but in the last 5 or so minutes have been controlling possession well. And, well, you know what they say. The opponent can't score if they don't have the ball.
Russell Martin would agree with that philosophy. Especially playing out from the back. He's a big fan of that, as I saw on Saturday. But that's enough mentioning it. Here's Robinson. Looks like he's switched over to that right-hand side, but his pass intercepted from Dexter Ball in the middle for Garforth. And advantage played as Dunkley did go down from Ball's challenge. And Kane Richardson can unleash on his left foot. It takes a deflection off a Garforth shirt, and North Ferriby have a corner on the far side as they look for an equaliser. And this is the biggest chance so far.
Really not sure about that decision making there from Kane Richardson. As advantage was played, it looked like a long advantage. So even if the pass into the box would have failed, they'd get a free kick out of it anyway. But he did try to go for goal. And it was blocked in the end. Potentially on target from where I'm standing, but it just didn't seem like the move for me.
Oliver Green to take the corner on the far side for North Ferriby. A very crowded penalty. Well, the 6-yard box is absolutely crowded with both sets of players. I would hate to be the goalkeeper in this situation, but it looks like there's a plan that North Ferriby look to execute. Corner swung in. It doesn't aim for anyone inside the box. and it's floated past the penalty area onto this near side where Robinson is trying to hold off Dexter Ball. Richardson again. His cross deflected into his feet. He will pull the trigger. Flatters just about getting down to ground and making the save. And that's his first real test of the evening.
Yeah, it looked like it nearly spilled from his hands there, did Harry Flatters. But that corner, very questionable indeed. From the body language, it looked like he was going to play short.
Emery's ball searching for Charlie Marshall, who gets it down to ground at the edge of North Ferriby's penalty area. He's seen Mutty running in behind. Mutty's in again! Big save from Dash! And he had to make that one as Mutty was charging towards him.
Fantastic example of pure goalkeeping there from Jonathan Dash, who had to spread himself wide to make sure that the ball would not slide through him. And for Mutty, he'll be very frustrated that he hasn't put that away, as he had a lot of time, such a close range, but Dash does brilliantly.
Layoff from Johnson, lifted over towards Richardson, and Flatter's able to pick up the ball in his hands. Oh, Darren, we've mentioned, well, the BDC have partnered with Garforth Town for the next 3 years, and one of their very special members is here this evening. Dean Windass is here at the BD Community Stadium this evening, a Hull City legend. I grew up playing with Hull City. He got the winning goal in the 2008 Championship playoff final against Bristol City. A heck of a strike on his right foot. And he also helped keep them in the Premier League the year after, just surviving by a point. Close margins.
Well, a name being involved in a project like Garforth Towns at the moment is just so encouraging for football in general, as it's always good to see non-league teams getting that support to try and go further.
Well, Garforth could have been further ahead of North Ferriby, but a save from Dash has kept them in it as we're 32 minutes in. Still 1-0 to Garforth Town. Richardson loses out to Barkway. Barkway lifts it from the centre circle over towards Mutty, but this time Murillo learns a lesson and wins the ball back for North Ferriby. And he'll be definitely encouraged by that moment because it's been a tough first half and he almost got punished for losing Mutty again just a few moments before.
Yeah, for Murillo, that will definitely give him a bit more confidence. I think he definitely knows what he's going up against now. But I've also noticed that fullbacks for North Ferriby, they go quite far up the field support, but 9 times out of 10 they always end up marked. That's where it's a little bit more difficult to keep track of the Garforth Town wingers.
Still 1-0 to Garforth Town as we're approaching half-time here at the BD Community Stadium. As Oliver Green has it, there was a moment in time where he was just stood still, and it didn't seem that anyone was moving for North Ferriby as he lifts it forward for Murillo to chase. He's in a chase against Jordan Emery here, and Emery able to win the race and watch the ball go out of play, and that is the sort of reliability Emery provides at the back for Garforth.
Absolutely, he always knows what to do, and for North Ferriby, you have to question how are we going to break down this Garforth Town defence. As we know, it's very strong defence in its own right, and keeps getting stronger as well with the signings that they've made this season. It's going to be very difficult to even get into the final third, let alone into the box. I think North Ferriby just need to start thinking outside the box, maybe do a little bit of trial and error even.
Well, we are just over 10 minutes away from half-time as Flatters' pass not quite reaching his target. Interception from Mason Johnson, who's been very quiet in that as Ferriby's number 9, as Matt Savage has done well to get the ball out for a throw-in for Garforth Town deep into their own half. And it looks like there was an opportunity for Johnson to get involved really for the first time this evening. It just hasn't clicked for him at the moment in that number 9 shirt, and he'll be quite frustrated with how things have gone.
Yeah, that's the thing. It seems like one of those kind of games where he seems a bit isolated up there, and it has to be very demoralising for strikers. If the midfield battle isn't run, you just kind of know what you're in for, and just have to try and get involved in any way you can.
Here's Walters again for North Ferriby. Under pressure there from Ollie Patrick, who gives it back to Jonathan Dash in the North Ferriby goal. Over to Dunkley. Dunkley looking to charge away from Charlie Marshall, looking to chase after him. Giving over to Green. who's just tracked back a little bit from his midfield position to help the build-up play in possession. Walters, Love, back to Walters. It just seems that North Ferriby don't really have too many options going forward, but they are starting to grow into this game as we are approaching half-time. But again, Johnson answering every question on that far side as he wins Garforth a free kick deep into Garforth's own half. And, well, we are 35 minutes in. Hopefully the stream is running okay. Let us know what you guys think of the first half so far in the live chat, and we'll be sure to answer anything that you send at us anyway.
Yeah, absolutely, Brad. And I was saying that I was predicting a draw for this game, but after the first 5-10 minutes, I started to doubt myself a little bit, as Garforth Town looked like if they did get a second goal, it could have kept going on and on for the rest of the evening. But as things have slowed down a little bit now, it is very clear to see both teams have almost met their match.
Well, they're both very evenly matched, and they proved that last season where the game was decided by a late winner from Owen Marshall, who is unavailable in the Garforth squad this evening, but he'll be looking to get back into action as soon as possible. He was the Players' Player of the season last season for Garforth, a big miss in that midfield role, but it's a free kick for Garforth Town, and on 40 yards from goal, Ollie Patrick will be looking to aim it straight at another Garforth shirt. Jerry Barkway waits in the penalty area along with another bunch of shirts with him. Patrick takes. Barkway does knock it towards goal, but an easy save for Dash. And Dash bowls it out as they look to get a move on here. Ball lifted forwards from Green over to Mason Johnson. Green lifts it forward again. And it's a big chance here for Carlisle! Oh, and he's wasted it. He did ever so well to break into Garforth's box, but the shot blazed over the crossbar, and that's a huge let-off for Garforth. Still 1-0 Garforth.
You won't want to watch that one back, as somehow ended up behind the Garforth Town back line, and it looked like if he just placed it, Harry Flatters would have needed a miracle to try and get a hand onto it, but he went for power, blazed it over the bar. And initially I did notice the North Ferriby players, they didn't complain at him, they said, well done, good try, we're going to try and go again. So that is a good show of mentality, but what a chance wasted there.
Well, we haven't really spoken much of Charlie Carlisle so far in this game, and that would have been a huge chance for him to really put his name in headlines there for North Ferriby and get themselves into parity once again, but that is a wasted opportunity if I've ever seen one. A huge miss from him as 38 minutes in, still Garforth 1, North Ferriby 0. Well, I think many North Ferriby supporters should feel that it should be 1-1 with that chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Garforth Town, that'll be a really lovely reminder that Ferriby are still in this game and they are still trying to come back. And as Andy Hayes said in chat, Garforth just have to be a little bit more ruthless when they can.
Well, North Ferriby are, to their credit, growing in confidence as Charlie Marshall almost catching out Clarkson there as the header was looping towards goal, but he couldn't quite reach it in the end. And Marshall nearly making his chance count as now North Ferriby continue to grow in confidence. Kane Richardson down the far side for North Ferriby gets stopped by Savage though, and it will be a throw in for North Ferriby. And they are growing in confidence as we are approaching the end of this first half. Just 6 minutes left. Still one goal to separate the two teams. It will be huge for them to get an equaliser at this stage. Liam Love has it. Had to run in a circle almost to retain possession. Low ball crossed in. Emphatically cleared on the right foot of Tilsley. Charlie Marshall's pass for Dexter Ball goes out of play for a North Ferriby throw right into the North Ferriby dugout. He almost went into there as Robinson gets away from Ball. And no advantage, says referee Louis Parker. Free kick for North Ferriby, midway into Garforth's half. And Darren, I think this is much better. This is definitely what Chris Boulder will be a lot happier with from his North Ferriby team.
Well, yeah, he's seen his team with more of the ball now, and it does feel like one of those games at the moment. If you have the ball, you're able to do a lot more. Just think that Garforth Town are going to try and get to half-time and keep that 1-0 lead, because a goal conceded would be devastating.
Ball swung in, cleared from Johnson. Lands for Dexter Ball. For Garforth, his pass is wayward and it lands for Robinson on the far side. Here come North Ferriby again. Lovely move on the far side, but Flatters just gets there first and he had to make that one. And a critical save to keep Garforth's lead. from Garforth's number 1. Oh, and Emery's touch landing from Murillo on this near side. Garforth trying to keep their focus as the half-time is approaching. But North Ferriby growing in confidence with every passing minute. Clarkson for North Ferriby lifts it from his own half towards Robinson, who gets the better of Jackson this time. Lovely link-up play with Johnson. Barquay emphatically clears. North Ferriby beginning to knock on the door a little bit as we're approaching half-time. Still 1 goal between them. 1-0 Garforth. Richardson hits the deck and now he wins a free kick, and you can see that they're still knocking on that door, Darren. The confidence is growing, and Garforth look as though they're just struggling to contain him a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been slowly but surely getting there, have North Ferriby, and it looks like now they've got the upper hand. They just need to put the ball in the back of the net. Garforth Town are not making it easy, but with a mistake from Jordan Emery like the one we just saw there, you can see the scoreline change at any minute now. This play has been stopped in the middle of the park. We've got a player down. I believe it is Coville, if I'm not wrong.
No, that's Charlie Marshall in the centre circle for Garforth. He is getting treatment there. It's Garforth's number 9, and Garforth, well, they have had their main striker Luke Aldridge injured right on the opening day of the season against West Didsbury and Cholton, but they don't want to lose Charlie Marshall. But it looks like he is going to go onto the touchline for treatment, and he's looked sharp as Charlie Marshall in the opening 45 minutes. But that is not what Paul Marshall would want to see, considering that as of now, if he can't get back on the pitch, there's only one fit striker for Garforth.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's been an issue that's plagued Garforth for 2 seasons in a row, just those amount of injuries.
Free kick swung in from North Ferriby. Garforth haven't fully dealt with it. Murillo lifts it. It might land for Robinson, who could cut it back, but the flag has gone up for offside against the young winger. And Charlie Marshall still on the touchline here, getting medical treatment. And he looks like he's okay to carry on. He's just waiting for the green flag on the touchline. 42 minutes in. It's still Garforth 1, North Ferriby 0.
I hope you two in chat are having a wonderful break, a lovely holiday. Hope the weather is slightly a bit warmer than it is here. It's starting to get very chilly here as the night is starting to close down here at the BD Community Stadium.
Well, it is a nice cool evening, but it is starting to get a little bit chilly now. And that's why me and Darren always wear and carry a jacket with us every time we come here, because we've been here for 2 years, we don't want to ever take a chance with this Garforth weather. It's usually quite a bit colder than it is at most places.
Yeah, well, it would be very counterproductive to go to 7:45 kickoff on a Tuesday without a jacket, indeed, man. So you've definitely got a point there. It would have been very foolish not to bring a jacket.
Walters for North Ferriby over to Clarkson. Down this near side from Murillo, gives it back to Clarkson, who's seen a lot of the ball, has the North Ferriby centre back. As he switches it backwards for Love. And this could be very promising movement here from North Ferriby. Richardson looking to get involved again, but the referee has called a foul there. And one of the Garforth players signalling it should be a throw-in for Garforth. But the referee, Louis Parker, has decided it's a free kick for North Ferriby as we're entering the final minute of this first half.
Oh, I'm really unsure about that one. I believe it was a handball that caused a free kick, but it looks like a ball to hand from where I'm standing. 2 minutes of added time. North Ferriby would definitely want to try and conjure up something here with such a little amount of time left.
A goal at this stage for North Ferriby will be golden for them, as we're in the final minute of the first half. 44 minutes and 30 seconds on the stopwatch. Coville, laid off from Charlie Marshall, very nice flick on. Looks to send Mutti on his way, but he gets stopped there from Clarkson. Lands for Emery on the centre circle for Garforth. And this time, Clarkson does get the better of Mutti, using his physical presence there on that occasion, as North Ferriby look to go from back to front. Carlisle back to Clarkson. And we are just about to hit the 45th minute, where there'll be 2 added minutes on as well. As Jack Walters just walking, a walking pace here for Garforth. Gives it over to Clarkson on this near side now with Murillo for North Ferriby. And it just seems like North Ferriby, not really. It seems like they were turning up the wick a little bit, Darren, but now they've just decided to just slow things down and just get to half time.
Yeah, it seems to get very stagnant when they get to the middle of the park, where Garforth Town do just sit back. And on that left side, something could have been made there, but it's a collision inside the box, off the ball. Entirely sure, a bit of a miscommunication, a bit of a mishap there, but nothing done about it.
Well, someone has said in the chat that it might be too warm in Turkey. That's ridiculous. Anyway, North Ferriby looking to push forward, looking for our last push here with Robinson, who's got the better of one or two Garforth shirts near the edge of the box. Over to Liam Love. Carlisle getting stuck in a bit of shirt pulling, but Robinson breaks away into the penalty area, cuts it across for Johnson, and Garforth scramble it clear. And the referee still hasn't blown the whistle for half time yet, so North Ferriby looking for a late flurry here. Still chasing this game by a goal to nil. Dunkley for North Ferriby. Over to Clarkson. Looking to inspire some movement going forward. Green's early cross. Looking for Johnson. Knocked away from Barkway. Whistle still hasn't gone yet. Motty picks up the ball midway into Garforth's half. He loses out. And now Green can try and capitalise for North Ferriby. Savage throws himself at it, but the ball still with the away side. Murillo. They're trying to break Garforth through the middle, but there's a wall of blue in the way here. Can they break the wall down? Early cross again. Flatters will collect. And that's the last action of the first half as Louis Parker blows the whistle. While Garforth Town accelerated to a bright start with Mutty grabbing his second goal of the campaign with a brilliant piece of working magic on his feet. North Ferriby looked very slow to begin with, but as the half went on, they continued to push. Their biggest chance, though, was squandered by Charlie Carlisle, firing well over the bar from close range. And so far, it is the tight contest that we're all expecting it to be. Half time at the BD Community Stadium, it is Garforth Town 1, North Ferriby 0. Let us know your thoughts in the chat over the first half. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Garforth Town TV here on YouTube. We are coming to you live from the BD Community Stadium on a fine Tuesday evening in Garforth. Darkness has descended upon the BD Community Stadium. The moon shines bright amongst the darkness to our left, and the floodlights are well and truly beaming on the ground. I'm Brad Matchafunga, your commentator. Alongside me, after quite an intriguing first half, is Darren Matchafunga. Darren, Garforth lead by a goal to nil. They need to build on this.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw after that first goal, Garforth Town gained a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence, and I think they wanted to keep it up, but eventually, slowly but surely, as we got further into the first half, North Ferriby did start pushing back, and with that chance from Carlisle, you would have thought it'd be 1-1, but it definitely was a wake-up call for Garforth. They need to stay sharp if they want to get the 3 points.
Well, let's quickly go through the teams for you, starting with the hosts. Garforth Town have just made the one change from their game on Saturday. It's Flatters in goal, a back four of Johnson, Emery, Tilsley, Barkway. A midfield duo of Savage and Ball and defensive roles. Coville, Mutty, who scored earlier on the wings. Patrick in the heart of midfield as the number 10 and Charlie Marshall up front. And for North Ferriby, it is Dash in goal, Murillo, Love, Clarkson and Walters as the back four. Dunkley, Green in the midfield. Carlisle, Johnson, Carlisle, Kane and Robinson in the attacking midfielder roles. And up front is Mason Johnson, who will be looking to have more chances in this second half. As we've started here at the BD Community Stadium, Garforth Town shoot in all blue. Blue shorts, or blue shirt, blue shorts and blue socks, shooting to our right. And North Ferriby in white and light green, shooting to our left. So that's a white and green shirt with green shorts and green socks as well. So, we are underway. Those are the teams for you as we start the second half. North Ferriby putting out quite a young squad with a few selection problems already, notably Jake Day injured for North Ferriby. And that will be frustrating for them as we have started around 2 minutes ago. As it is Garforth 1, North Ferriby 0. As Garforth look to try and get a second consecutive win against North Ferriby, who have dominated this fixture in the past, as they look to get a flying start in the second half, as Johnson had to respond to the cross coming in from the right-hand side, and it's a corner for North Ferriby.
Yeah, good defending there from Johnson. You did mention there, Brad, Jake Day is carrying an injury, and that's just the way it is in non-league football, especially at the start of the season. A lot of fixtures, a lot of rescheduling, especially if you have a slightly good run in the FA Cup. You just have so many games back to back to back. It is to be expected.
Green will take this corner on this left-hand side for North Ferriby. Cross swung in, headed towards goal. Barkway's final touch. Maybe he asked a few questions of the Garforth defence, but it's cleared away for another corner on this near side. And Green will look to try and make this chance count.
Yeah, that header back into the face of danger looked very dangerous, and it just had to be dealt with immediately there.
Well, Green will take this again on his left foot. A short option has arrived, and that is Dunkley. Low-driven cross, landing for another North Ferriby shirt. It's laid off for Richardson, who is looking to try and find a space to shoot. He takes down Savage in an attempt to keep the ball alive for North Ferriby, but in turn concedes a free kick, and Louis Parker points the other way in favour of Garforth, and that's taken all the wind out of their sails from such a good positive start to the second half.
Yeah, and I feel like Ferriby will be very frustrated with that because it looked like he got the ball. So they'll feel hard done, but the referee's decision is always final. And there isn't much they can do about it now, but keep their heads down and go again.
Well, Harry Flatters with no rush to take this free kick, as Louis Parker is looking to get this game restarted. And it looks like he's been shown a card to someone in the North Ferriby dugout. It looks as though Chris Boulder trying to plead his innocence, but it looks like he's been booked, which is not ideal for him, as he's added to the referee's book. Coville for Garforth on this near side. Dexter Ball trying to turn inside towards the centre, tries to keep it alive, concedes the free kick, and he doesn't even allow Richardson to take the free kick, and now he's been booked. for pretty much time wasting there, Darren.
Yeah, it was a little bit unnecessary there from Dexter Ball. As the foul was already called, you can't really block a free kick, even if short, taken quickly. Not from that kind of range. And you see moments like that. You see moments with the yellow card dished out just a few moments ago, and you start to think things could slowly be getting out of hand.
Well, the free kick has been taken from North Ferriby midway into their own half, and now the ball is with Joshua Clarkson, who's not afraid to get the ball at his feet in his centre-back role. Here is Charlie Carlisle over to Richardson, who has looked very lively in the centre of the park for North Ferriby this evening. Robinson on this near side for North Ferriby. Ferriby moving dangerously, looking like they've picked up a gear from the end of the first half. They've picked up where they've left off here, and they want to try and make this momentum count. Richardson, again for North Ferriby, goes back towards Charlie Carlisle, who will be looking to take his next big chance in front of goal. He's normally a fullback, but he's been pushed up to the right-hand side for North Ferriby this evening. And, well, that's what you get when you have a few selection problems, Darren. You've got to have a makeshift squad for quite a period.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely perilous as well, especially how early it is in the season. But that's the way it's always going to be, and that's why the summer window is always very important. As there was a foul off the ball there, and Garforth Town will indeed claim a free kick in their own box. But that is where the summer window, even for non-league teams, is very, very important, as you need to get that squad depth, as anything can happen over the course of the season at any time.
Well, we are about 7 minutes into the second half. It is Garforth Town 1, North Ferriby 0. Garforth still hanging on to the 1-goal lead. Darkness has truly descended around the BD Community Stadium. The moon on our left-hand side is now just closed up and is hiding behind some very dark clouds. So, quite a dark atmosphere outside the pitch. You can hardly see the cars parked over to our right as well, as it's quite a big turnout for a crowd on a Tuesday night as well, as Garforth Town are going to make the first substitution of the game. Charlie Marshall is going to be making way here for his fellow top goal scorer of the club, James Burgess. James Burgess scored the winning goal against Droylsden in the FA Cup preliminary round over the weekend. He also scored in a 3-3 draw with Grimsby Borough on a Wednesday evening as well. He's come up with crucial goals. He'll be looking to add to his tally and get his third of the season and really give Garforth control in this game again.
Yeah, and from what I've heard, James Burgess has looked very sharp in recent games, and might be the substitution that Garforth Town need there in that number 9 position right now.
Dash lifts it forward out of his own box over towards Richardson, and the ball has gone out for a throw in, and he points the way of Garforth Town, and many North Ferriby fans in front of us at the front of the only stand here at the BD Community Stadium, fuming with that decision. They all just raised their arms up at the same time in outrage, and Darren, your reaction says the story.
I cannot believe the referee's made that call, as it was clearly came off a Garforth Town player. That's the third time I've had to say that tonight. And the fan reaction absolutely justified for the North Ferriby fans just to our right. And it does feel like this game has gone away from them a little bit in terms of the referee. There have been a few choices that haven't gone their way.
Just seeing another Garforth fan quite frustrated with Flatters taking his time with the ball in his hands as he does eventually lift it towards James Burgess, waiting, but he gets beaten to the ball by Clarkson, but the ball's gone out for a Garforth Town throw. Midway into North Ferriby's half, Jordan Emery is just urging his fellow defenders, Barkway and Tilsley, to get forward as he's looking for another long throw, his trademark long throw, to try and double the lead for Garforth. Emery's throw deep into the box. Barkway couldn't quite get his head to it. Emery will look to try and recycle it back in the box, but he lets it go out for a throw in for Garforth Town again. And maybe this is Garforth wrestling back a little bit of control over this game. North Ferriby have looked quite confident in the first half, or towards the end of it, and the second half as well. Emery's long throw again. Barkway flicks it on. Knocked away from the North Ferriby defender. Now there's a bit of a tussle in the middle of the park. Matt Savage emerges with the ball for Garforth Town. Spreads the ball out wide for Motti, the goal scorer. looking to get away from Murillo once again. Floats in across. Kova couldn't reach it, and the ball takes a hit of Love, and it just trickles past the near post, and Garforth have a corner.
Yeah, and that's the kind of play that Garforth need. Once again, Murillo struggling to contain Mutti. And it looked like it almost led to a big opportunity, maybe even an own goal there, which just turned away to the left of the post.
Well, Patrick to take this corner for Garforth Town on the far side. It looks like it's going to be an in-swinger on his right foot. In comes the corner, and it hasn't been fully dealt with there. The ball's so close to the 6-yard box, it just fizzes past the far post. And Garforth almost profiting from the set piece there and wresting control away from North Ferriby. Still 1-0 to Garforth.
Yeah, it just looked like it needed a touch. Just one touch from a blue shirt to go into the back of the net. It almost looked like it went in.
I think some Garforth fans were almost expecting the net to bulge there. Oville, good play to hang on to it. Dexter Ball couldn't hang on to it though. Dispossessed by Liam Love on this near side. North Ferriby doing well to recover possession. Here's Richardson again for North Ferriby, travelling into the centre circle, getting away from Savage, getting away from Mutti. And oh, quite a challenge there with Emery. Emery with a challenge there. Looks like that was on Charlie Carlisle. He didn't get the ball, but the referee, Louis Parker, looks to be issuing just a word with him. Doesn't look like he wants to bring out a card yet.
Yeah, well, it looked like a swing and a miss there from Jordan Emery, and you could hear the disgruntlement from the fans around us as it looked painful. It was basically just a hack to the shin, and it is a yellow card for Jordan Emery for it. And Emery will complain that he was trying to kick the ball away and missed, but regardless, he has caught the player.
Well, I've seen that Alex Akari on the Garforth dugout is preparing to come on. He's just thrown on a shirt, which is his number 15 for this evening. Meanwhile, North Ferriby looking to profit from the set piece. Ball swung in. Barkway gets taken down to ground, and he wins Garforth a free kick there. It looks like the North Ferriby player didn't really try to win the ball back there, as Matt Savage is going to make way for Alex Sicario just near the hour mark here. As Garforth Town still leading by goal to nil. You feel, Darren, that this one is a change in midfield just to try and get some control back in the middle of the park.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a bit of a all-out war for midfield superiority. As Savage still looks quite unsure that he is coming off the pitch. And eventually the substitution has been made. And these are definitely just safeguarding substitutions here from Paul Marshall. He wants to try and obviously win this game, but maybe get another goal as well. So maybe fresh legs will do the trick.
Especially in the middle of the park where Richardson has caused so many problems in the middle. He'll be looking to try and contain it with Alex Sicario as Flatters lifts the ball up from the free kick. Burgess gets his head to it. Justice evades the feet of Coville as Liam Love tries to lift it away, and Dexter Ball showing great determination to catch him out and keep it alive for Garforth, but he couldn't quite hang on to it. As North Ferriby come away with the ball deep in their own half. Quite a dash down the line here from Dunkley. Great work from Dunkley. Switches the play over to Carlisle on the far side for North Ferriby. Dunkley has it again. To Murillo. Dunkley. Here is Murillo. Lays off Dunkley in the middle. Does well to give it over to Richardson, who will unleash. And Flatters has the ball hit his chest. He tried to get the ball clutched in with his hands to his chest, but he does grab a hold of it eventually as play has been stopped for Richardson to get some treatment here as one of the Garforth players are helping him out.
Well, it looked like he lashed at it, Richardson, with a lot of power, and well, that is what I'm assuming has led to the injury there. Well, or the stoppage in play, should I say. And for Harry Flatters, it did spill out of his hands, and definitely came at him a lot quicker than he anticipated, but managed to keep out of the face of danger. Now this might be a moment just for some players to go to the bench, speak to personnel and staff, and try and figure out what to do going forward here.
Well, in the meantime, Garforth Town's next fixture is here at the BD Community Stadium. They have their first FA Trophy qualifying round against Bridlington Town on Friday night, 7:45 kickoff. And I know Darren will be doing plenty of research for that one.
It's 2 years ago.
Still got to make sure you're on top of things, Darren.
Well, I absolutely know the consequences if not, but as play gets underway.
And you've definitely felt the consequences, mate. Thrown taken quickly from Garforth. Ball lifted, but not travelling far as Kobo looks to pick it up in the middle for Garforth. North Ferriby not really finding a way out at the moment. Burgess looked to have just turned away from Walters, but the ball gets cleared away from the North Ferriby defence, who are living dangerously at the minute. Tilsley gives it back to Flatters, inside his own penalty area. Fires it towards the centre circle. Calls for handball, but Burgess commits the foul in the centre circle on Clarkson. And that'll be a free kick for North Ferriby inside the centre circle. As they're still chasing this game by a 0-0 as we are past the hour mark here at the BD Community Stadium. I can't even see the moon. The dark clouds have really covered the stadium. It's hard to see anything outside of it as the flag has gone up there against Carlisle on the midway into Garforth's half. Free kick for Garforth.
Well, it's the first bit of action that the linesman's had to be caught up for. We've not seen many offsides here this evening. It looked like Carlisle just mistimed that run, a little bit too eager to get in behind.
Flatters lifts it towards Motti on that far side. Couldn't quite find him. Motti couldn't quite win the ball back, and is now with Brandon Murillo back to Dash. Burgess putting quite a lot of pressure on him there, and North Ferriby living dangerously in their own half here. They've had to get the ball away, and they've conceded a throw-in for Garforth Town, and that has got to frustrate Chris Boulder, as his side have given away possession quite cheaply there, as Emery looks to throw it long into the box again. Emery's throw lands for Coville, couldn't quite find a way through. It's a bit of a scramble at the edge of the North Ferriby penalty area. It comes out for Jordan Emery on the far side. Dexter ball for Garforth. Zakario looking to make an impact off the bench in midfield. Gives it back to Ball. Zakario again. Tried to play it in for Motti, but the ball gets cleared for another Garforth throw, who have pushed up the pitch a little bit. And Paul Marsh will be happier to see his team really put pressure on North Ferriby's defence.
Yeah, under a lot of pressure, Garforth Town did a phenomenal job just to stay calm and move forward. And now they could make something of this long throw.
Garforth 1, North Ferriby 0. Emery looks to change it. Throw in deep into the box. Headed away from a North Ferriby shirt, and that has been emphatically cleared. And Flatters has got time on this one. Johnson does as well. He knocks it back smartly with his head to Flatters. And there were two shirts charging. Two North Ferriby shirts charging behind him. That being Johnson and Richardson. But Johnson's showing great composure to deal with that situation, as the ball gets floated in by Flatters. A bit of a slip there from Clarkson, but the ball goes back to the other goalkeeper, Jonathan Dash.
Almost thought we're in for a game of tennis there, Brad. As it's going goalkeeper to goalkeeper. But it's like Jonathan Dash has played short and they're looking to play out from the back. But I could only picture it to you. The only way they're going to go forward is by hoofing it up the field. Just doesn't look like there's any options nearby to actually move the ball to. There's so many blue shirts in the way.
Flatters has the ball in his hands as we are at the past the hour mark here at the BD Community Stadium. Still, Garforth leading by a 0-0 against North Ferriby. And it just seems that North Ferriby, if they're going to get into this game, they really need a moment of inspiration, a moment of quality, perhaps. Maybe Richardson can provide it. He's dashing away from Zakario in the middle of the pitch, but Zakario stopped him in his tracks. And that's the energy that Paul Marshall wanted him to bring off the bench.
Yeah, good stuff. Knowing that he did lose the ball, he was very much willing to win it back. Does feel like we are a bit of a stalemate so far.
So it looks like Dexter Ball is going to be making way for Ronnie McGrath for Garforth Town. And meanwhile, it looks like Jack Boyle is going to come on for Charlie Carlisle. So Ronnie McGrath making his first Garforth Town appearance on for Dexter Ball. And for North Ferriby, Jack Boyle returns to the BD Community Stadium. He has scored 3 times against Garforth Town before in Pontefract colours, including 2 in a 3-2 win over Garforth Town quite a few years ago.
Yeah, it's going to be very dangerous, and Garforth Town will definitely keep a special eye on him. This play looks to resume now with his throwing.
Jack Boyle scored twice in the County Cup against Garforth Town. He also scored a penalty against Garforth in the last game of the 2024-25 season. Over 120 appearances for Pontefract Collieries. He knows his way around this league as that's a ball long for Burgess to chase. He's up against Dash. Dash wins the race and hoofs it into the dark background, into the dark backdrop, where there is a lot of grass around the BD Community Stadium, but you can't really see the ball and where it's landed there. But a miracle to see it. It's that dark.
Yeah, definitely an emphatic clearance that was needed as well there from Dash, as he had Burgess breathing down his neck.
Throwing down the line for Burgess. Right near the corner flag. He's kept it in play here as Burgess. And manages to win Garforth Town a throw-in right next to the corner flag. They're still lead by a goal to nil here, as North Ferriby will be starting to look down at the clock and just see that the time is just starting to eke away from them here. They have made some substitutions. Well, the only one substitution is Jack Boyle. Emery's throw. Tilsley knocks it over. The ball still scrambling around in the penalty area, but it looks like, after all the chaos and in all the smoke, it is Dash to emerge with the ball, and he's kept North Ferriby in it.
Yeah, that looked very dangerous there. North Ferriby had to act quickly as James Burgess was lurking there in the background. And that pass has not gone to plan. Will he be kept in play? Just about. But yeah, James Burgess will be very frustrated because he would have thought he moved quickly enough to try and knock it into the back of the net.
Well, Garforth fans will also get to know Ronnie McGrath as well, as he'll be looking to make an impression here in front of the Garforth faithful. As the ball has gone out from Burgess, who was giving chase. It looks like it is Morello who's won that battle there. It will be a throw for North Ferriby, deep into their own half on that far side, as the wind is picking up, and I can't see the moon to my left anymore. So that's how dark it is. That's how dark the clouds are as it descended around the BD Community Stadium. And that's a poor pass picked up by Johnson. Coville. McGrath for Garforth. Looking to try and create an impression here. Couldn't quite wriggle his way into the box. North Ferriby come away with it. Zaccario working hard to keep it alive for Garforth, but North Ferriby come away with it here. And it just seems, Darren, that we're entering a bit of a stalemate here, where both sides might need a bit of quality to decide this game.
Yeah, absolutely. But for Garforth Town, they will not be too concerned about quality. They are the ones in the lead. And of course, they do want to try and get a goal and look to seal the deal here tonight. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many times you score. If you are 1-0 up, you will get the victory.
Great determination from Motto on the far side. He cuts it across for Burgess. And the shot towards goal is deflected out. And it looks like McGrath was so close to our first Garforth goal. But it's a corner for Garforth.
I believe it was number 5, Clarkson, who did a phenomenal job throwing his body on the line to turn it over the face of danger. That might have just saved North Ferriby from going from 1-0 down to 2. Fantastic defending.
Well, we're into the final 20 minutes of this game. My stopwatch is slightly botched as I slightly missed it. But it is still Garforth 1. North Ferriby 0. Patrick looks to change it with this corner. Towards the back post. Barquay tries to knock it back across. And in the end, it is a goal kick. And he runs at the referee with his arms in the air, along with another Garforth shirt, saying, how on earth is that not another corner? So... But the ball has gone out there from Dash for a Garforth throw.
It feels to me we're playing with the opposite of the rules here, Brad. As if you hit the ball out of play, you're the one who does win the set piece. So definitely a lot of questionable moves from the referee, but obviously his decision is final. You can't really do much about it, but the players and the fans alike have all been fuming at some point in time in this game due to it.
Well, North Ferriby running out of time here to get an equaliser. Still 1-0 to Garforth. Barkway slides in. And Patrick follows up as well. McGrath with beautiful feet in the centre circle to evade one or two shots, but he just gets the ball away from him. A bit of a slip there. And now that releases Jack Boyle on the right-hand side. Releases Dunkley up ahead of him down the line. Looking to get away from Emery. Dunkley still with the ball at his feet. Over to Jack Boyle. Here's Richardson again for North Ferriby. By far their best player so far in terms of looking somewhat dangerous with the ball. As the ball is floated over to the other side, and Liam Love will not reach that one. And Garforth have a throw on this near side, midway in their own half.
Ferriby definitely struggling once more now to try and generate that momentum that they were working so hard for in the end of the first half. Just seems like they can't conjure up anything at the moment.
Well, according to Andy, the attendance could be around 279. So thanks to everyone supporting the club this evening. And a great turnout for North Ferriby as well, who are looking to snatch a point where, at this point in time, it's quite a distant prospect. The momentum shifting to the hosts, unless Robinson has his say. Ball forward. It is for Johnson. He couldn't quite chase onto it, otherwise he would have been flagged up for offside. And I've just seen Jamie Barkway shouting orders to his fellow Garforth players. He wants to see this through.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm sure there's definitely a lot of anxiety here for the Garforth Town campers. Much rather not lose a lead they've been hanging on to for so long. It seemed like Lucas Robinson is down and did see that pass go through, and it was going to be offside, but there was a lot of contact as well just after the pass, after the fact. Well, Lucas Robinson will be getting some treatment here just to make sure he's okay.
Meanwhile, Garforth Town make their fourth substitution of the evening. Harris Eggleston is coming on for Ollie Patrick. And Harris Eggleston, 279 attendance this evening. And Harris Eggleston has come on for Ollie Patrick. So, attacking option there for Garforth Town and Paul Marshall to try and see this game out with a bit more quality going forward. So, Harris Eggleston was on trial with Garforth during pre-season. He impressed a lot in the game against Emley. Signed him on from Harrogate Railway. He's already got a goal to his name in Garforth Town colours. He'll be looking to add to his tally. Is the young winger.
Well, I'm always happy to see attacking options coming off the bench, even if you're 1-0 up. If you feel like you can double your lead, then go try and double your lead, compared to what we saw in the World Cup semi-final, England versus Argentina, with Thomas Tuchel putting on, I believe 5 defensive substitutions, which in the end did not work out for them.
Well, to say it backfired would be an understatement for England on that occasion. Quite a painful exit, considering, you know what, it was actually the first time in my lifetime I genuinely believed it could come home.
Yeah, well, I share your sentiment there, brother. Some lovely touch there.
Lovely feet from Mutty again. It goes down to ground. And the referee, Louis Parker's given Garforth a throw. He has been brilliant down that left-hand side as Mutty. He is quite short, but he makes up for it in speed and dancing feet as well.
Yeah, when you can't contain Mutty, you're in for a very long afternoon indeed. Mutty has definitely taken advantage of it this evening.
Emery with another long throw to try and seal the win for Garforth. 77 minutes on the clock here. Garforth closing in on an opening home win of the season. Ball volleyed back in, takes a knock off Robinson, and it will be a corner for Garforth Town. And the few Garforth fans behind the North Ferriby goal eagerly wait this ball to be swung in as they look to try and seal the deal here. Alex Acario just jogging towards the ball, and he will collect it for the corner on that far side. Paul Marshall still looks calm on the Garforth dugout as they wait to see where this ball goes. The North Ferriby camp also looking calm as they look to try and scramble it clear. Sicario's corner. No one could get ahead to it in the end. And a set piece not quite working out for Garforth, but they do have a throw in deep into North Ferriby's half as they still lead by a goal to nil.
Yeah, not the most convincing corners. The clearance didn't look very difficult there. But as we know, Garforth Town defensively are very good in the air and offensively as well. So North Ferriby do have quite a task.
Another long throw from Emery towards the penalty area, knocked away. Sicario tries to get involved as well. It lands from McGrath, who does well to slide in, but the referee has decided to give a free kick for North Ferriby midway in their own half, and much to the outrage of some of the Garforth fans across the BD Community Stadium, they're not happy with that, as the North Ferriby fans continue to wait for a moment of quality from their team. It just feels like the momentum has shifted Garforth's way, unless there is someone to try and turn the tide. And Jack Boyle looks to get stuck in on that far side. Actually, that's Mason Johnson, who has still looked very quiet in that number 9 shirt. He does not look happy in the centre of the attacking front for North Ferriby.
Yeah, absolutely not. And it's definitely one of those games that are very frustrating. And with North Ferriby struggling to create a lot in the second half. And yeah, he's not going to be able to get involved as much as he would like unless he drops in deeper. But quite clearly, that's not the tactic the manager's gone for.
Well, Paul Marshall, a very experienced manager in the Northern, across non-league football, over 1,000 games of non-league manager. He's won countless of them. He was looking for his latest win here, just a few minutes away. As we're about 35 minutes into this second half, Garforth still lead by a goal to nil to North Ferriby, who are running out of time for an equaliser. They really need something to conjure up here if they're going to get a point away from home. Both sides unbeaten. North Ferriby want to keep it going. Robinson charging down the near side for North Ferriby. Lays off Love. Love for the first time cross. Barquay couldn't quite get it cleared away. And a huge shot for a handball. It looks like it just brushed off the arm of Dunkley. Play continues, says referee Louis Parker. Ball lifted away from a Garforth defender. It lands for Oliver Green. Midway into Garforth's half. Robinson again. Still with plenty of energy left in the tank. Brilliant ball for Love, who cuts it across. Johnson with a great intervention. A few North Ferriby fans frustrated. Burgess sent away Motti. Finds Burgess. Burgess with Eggleston in support, and the pass just gets away from him. And Garforth's promising counter-attack just fades away.
Yeah, it looked like Burgess was setting up to shoot. He quickly tried to chip it down to Harris Eggleston there, but it looked like he miscommunicated that a little bit. It just slowed down the whole process of the counter-attack, and it looked very promising.
Well, that long ball from the North Ferriby defender looked promising until it landed into the hands of Harry Flatters as we are closing in on the end of this contest here. Just under 10 minutes to go at the BD Community Stadium. Garforth still hanging on to their slender 1-goal lead, which was created by Mutty, who is still on the pitch and still causing problems on the far side for Garforth Town. But North Ferriby once still not giving up yet. Still looking for an equaliser. Eggleston doing well to win the ball back on this near side for Garforth. And he's done well to win a throw-in as well, and that's exactly what he's been brought on to do. Give some more energy for Garforth going forward.
Yeah, really good strength there from Harris Eggleston, proving to be a useful part of the team. Winning the throw for his team as well.
Eggleston for Garforth, cuts inside from the right. Looking for support around him. Looked like he was just in a bit of no man's land there as North Ferriby win the ball back, but quickly won back from Garforth. Lovely feet from Burgess to release Eggleston, but the touch was just a bit too heavy. And Dash will lift it away. Sicario heads it on. Clarkson gets his head to it. Sicario follows up again. Motti couldn't quite get the ball down to ground. The ball lifted forwards towards Johnson in the middle for North Ferriby, but Coville, who's just moved to a midfield role, gets it back, and now Motti with great feet again as he charges towards the box. His shot blocked. It might land for Eggleston, who's in a race with Dash, and Dash gets to the ball first and has the ball firmly in his hands. And Garforth come close again, Darren.
Yeah, very encouraging stuff there from Garforth. Great amount of pace, great amount of composure, and a lot of level-headedness as well in that Garforth Town front three of Burgess, Mutty and Eggleston, of course, have not managed to make it a goal, but it has been fascinating to watch in the past few minutes.
While Garforth Town looking to try and seize the win here. Advantage played on by Louis Parker, the referee. As Ollie Green carries it forward for North Ferriby. Liam Love couldn't hang on to it. Eggleston does well to win another throw-in, and an applause around the BD Community Stadium, loving that play from the young winger.
Yeah, very encouraging substitutions made for manager Paul Marshall there. All getting stuck in, all wanting to keep moving forward, and that is a substitution being made. But if you look to your right there, Brad, Johnson is moving further and further away and is now being told to go back. It was a good effort from him there. Thought he'd get away with it, but in the end gets told to go back to the halfway line.
Well, Williamson has come on for Oliver Green. Well, he was last at the club in 2018. He returned in 2025, and he joins from he had a stint at Bridlington Town as well, along with Scarborough and Gainsborough. He's looking to try and give his side a very valuable point. Great starting challenge there from now Tilsley on the far side to take down Johnson cleanly, but he has conceded a throw in deep into his own half. Just over 5 minutes to go here at the BD Community Stadium. As still 1-0 to Garforth. Ball crossed in, knocked away from Barker with his head. Looked like a high foot there, but the referee sees something wrong with it. And now Motti has a chance to run down the left. Plenty of space to run into. And he hits the deck. Looks like it sure got pulled there. And the referee, Louis Parker, blows the whistle and gives the yellow card. And it looks as though Dunkley didn't really try and win the ball back there, Darren.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, Mutty completely outpaced him there and a race down the flank, and Mutty tried to turn. As I said, Dunkley missed the ball and dragged Mutty down with him. Definitely deserved a yellow card. And I feel like at that moment in time, it was the best thing for him to do because Mutty has been dangerous all evening. So if you can't take care of him, just put him on the floor.
Free kick taken from Coville from the left side. Barquay couldn't knock it down. Burgess gets a shot away. And an easy save for Dash. And North Ferriby under the cosh defensively, but they have 5 minutes left to find a precious goal here. At this point, Darren, you just feel a goal from either side will decide the contest. McGrath showing some good keeping up skills there, keeping it in the air. McGrath again. One of two new signings announced by Garforth earlier this evening. He's looked very impressive in midfield, full of energy. As he'll be looking to try and keep his name in the first team.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brad, you know, if this game does end with just the one goal, it will feel like there should have been more in this contest, especially with the way Garforth Town have played in the last 10 minutes. They've been knocking at the door, even when they don't necessarily have to be. I'm a huge fan of that.
Johnson gets his foot stuck in there. McGrath couldn't quite read it. The ball landing for Coville in the centre circle for Garforth Town. Here's Mutty taking on Murillo again. And Murillo takes down Mutty. Looked quite a cynical challenge there. He's had a frustrating evening trying to keep Mutty quiet. And the referee's not having any of it as he walks past one of his teammates. And that is surely going to be a book. A yellow card in the book for Murillo. And that is just a moment of frustration pouring out from the young right back.
Yeah, frustration's definitely the word, brothers. The second half, you'd expect that with the momentum they were building at the end of the first half, they'd go out there and try and knock on the door for Garforth Town, but it's been the opposite. It's been a hugely defensive game for North Ferriby when it hasn't needed to be.
Coville to take this free kick around 30 yards from goal on the far side for Garforth Town. Just over 3 minutes to go. Coville swings it in, headed away emphatically there from one of the North Ferriby defenders. The ball still looping in the air, but Motti able to get it down to ground. And he couldn't quite keep it alive at the edge of the North Ferriby penalty area. Lovely switch of play to pick up Liam Love, who's still got energy, but he hasn't kept his feet. And he slips and now allows Eggleston to travel down the right. And he's still going. Cross comes in, no one there. And North Ferriby get away with one there, Darren. From a Garforth perspective, if someone was in the box, surely that'd be game over.
Yeah, and for Liam Love, he'll be very relieved. That's that kind of moment there. If you were to concede a goal, all your teammates would be looking straight at you, asking, "What was that?" So he's definitely gotten away with it. And if Garforth Town did have men forward, it could have easily been the goal to shut down this game entirely. But for now, that is not the case.
Well, it's still an open contest here. Garforth 1, North Ferriby 0 as we're entering the final 2 minutes of this contest of normal time. McGrath showing good energy and good awareness to win the ball back. He has the ball at his feet. He's under pressure from one of the North Ferriby players in the middle of the park. Looks to send Mutty away. He was under pressure there from Mason Johnson, and Johnson he's had an evening to forget here, Darren. He's joined the club. He's gotten 3 goals in his opening 5 games. He's been very, very quiet this evening, and he would love to try and pick things up in the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not been his day, and for majority of that North Ferriby team, just every time they do get the ball in the midfield, something happens for them to lose it.
Well, a lot for North Ferriby to think about as they take on Lower Breck in the FA Trophy on this Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff as they travel over to Lower Breck for the FA Trophy. It's about that time for the FA Trophy to take stage again. Throw it into the box for Burgess. Cleared away from Dunkerley, who is on a yellow card. Eggleston couldn't quite intercept it there. Ball cleared away. Lands for McGrath in the middle. McGrath hanging on to it. Good play out wide for Eggleston. Eggleston looking to get past Love. Love this time aware. And he does redeem himself from the earlier mistake. He's able to read the play of Eggleston there very well. And McGrath's challenge just slows down North Ferriby. We're into the final minute of normal time here. My stopwatch is slightly behind. As Burgess couldn't quite intercept the pass there from Dash on the edge of his own penalty area. North Ferriby looking to build from the back as time is against them here. The clock running down on them. And their first defeat of the season is getting closer and closer unless they can dig themselves out of it. But I'm not seeing too much urgency from the middle of the park from North Ferriby, Darren.
Just can't really describe it. It's just you've got the ball in your own third, and there aren't many options going forward, but they are going to try and make something of it.
Here's Robinson again, still with energy. Cuts inside. Eggleston stops him at the very last moment. And Johnson clears. Lands for Liam Love midway into Garforth's half. Now or never stuff for North Ferriby. Robinson again on this near side. Gets the better of Eggleston with a nutmeg. Into the penalty area. Cuts it across. It takes a deflection. Lands for Boyle. Dunkerley will unleash. And that was travelling anywhere, but it just misses the near post. But it is a corner for North Ferriby in the closing moments of this game.
Just unbelievable. He struck it hard and struck it low, and it just about whiskered past the left-hand side of the post. You have mentioned it is a corner, Brad. I think that deflection is what stopped the ball from going into the back of the net.
Well, it was a great strike, but not in the intended target. Corner swung in. Garforth have to be careful here. The ball still loose in the penalty area. It lands for Jack Boyle, who gets the better of Colwell. Ball swung in. Headed away from Johnson, who gets a seal of approval from his Garforth goalkeeper, Harry Flatters, but Boyle will have another chance at the corner.
I love that dedication from Jack Boyle as well. He absolutely loves it here at the BD Community Stadium. He wants to try and get this goal.
Boyle to swing it in again. Towards the back post. Ball looping. Looks like it hit the crossbar on the way out as well. But this time it's another corner on the far side. So North Ferriby throwing everything at it. But you can hear the silence here, Darren. The anticipation building across this place. Time's running out on North Ferriby, but these last 2 set pieces might just get a few Garforth nerves jangling a little bit, as there's still 1 goal in it with a few minutes to go. Boyle to swing it in again. Headed away from Tilsley. It lands for Dunkerley. Dunkerley will unleash. He went hard and low, blocked by Sicario. And Garforth do well to evade the set-piece danger. Now Ferriby have the ball in the centre circle. Ball lifted towards the box. Headed on by Tilsley. Great determination from him to win it every time. Ferriby still knocking on the door though. Robinson getting away from Sicario. Still got bags of energy left us, this young winger. determined to get forward every time. Love, Dunkley, another chance to unleash. It's knocked over from a fellow North Ferriby player in the box, but it just fizzes wide of the far post. And Garforth are nearly there, Darren.
Really unsure if that was the intention to cross it into the area, but it looked very promising. And for a moment, it looked like if there was more contact at the end, it could have potentially given Harry Flatters a bit of a moment to think. In the end, it's gone out for a goal kick, and Flatters will be in no rush to take it.
While this game's still going on, we're not sure how much added time has been allocated from the fourth official either, so we'll keep going unless we can. It looks like there's 3 minutes added on from the fourth official. 3 minutes for North Ferriby to grab an equaliser. Dunkley for North Ferriby. Dash over to Love. Every man but three up forward for North Ferriby here. Ball lifted from the centre circle. Johnson heads it away. Zakario will help pick it up. Here's McGrath, and McGrath will just send it long. Time will tell if that's the right decision. There's a pass there from Dash, just landing for Dunkley, who was aware enough to get there. It looks like Zakario was closing in there, Darren. Close call.
Yeah, absolutely. For Garforth Town, they've got so many men behind the ball now. And all that energy we just saw a few moments ago is definitely gone.
And Ferriby knocking on the door again. Shot taken from Williamson. It deflects out for a North Ferriby corner. And we're closing in on this game, but North Ferriby won't go down without a fight here. That's their fourth corner in as many minutes for North Ferriby. Is this the roll of the dice that lands on the number they want? Boyle lifts his arm up, swings it on his right foot towards the near post. Jackson composed with the header. Coville clears. Burgess giving chase against Love. The North Ferriby, the Garforth fans below us, giving a lot of noise for Burgess, encouragement as well. Time running out on North Ferriby here. Dunkley lifts it over to the other side of the pitch on the far side. Motti putting pressure here on Richardson, and he's won the ball back. And the Garforth fans not happy with that decision for the North Ferriby free kick. I can also see down the touchline, Chris Boulder ordering his team to get the ball forward. It could go anywhere at this rate.
It just feels to me that they left it too late. They've really piled on the pressure in the last few minutes, and it is quite a spectacle. Will this be a situation where they think they should have done this about 20-30 minutes ago when they had the time? Substitution is being made, definitely to run down the clock for Garforth Town.
Well, Paul Marshall's fifth and final substitution is Motti. The goal scorer is being replaced by Elliot McAleese-Shawnee, one of the two signings announced earlier this evening, and Motti's goal still the difference between these two teams, as McAleese-Shawnee will be making his Garforth Town debut in the closing seconds of what has been another tight contest between these two teams. Garforth Town might feel that they could have had more here, Darren, but it's still on the right side of the scoreline.
Yeah, for now, but there's only one place that this ball can go, and that is in the box. Thankfully, Brad, it's not the 96th minute.
Well, I believe we are now into the 3rd minute of added time, judging from my stopwatch, which is slightly botched, but we'll carry on. Dash's delivery. Knocked over towards the penalty area. Lands for Boyle, who might have a shooting space. Zakario steps in at the last. And it's a North Ferriby throw in deep into Garforth's half. You feel this is the last chance of the game. Kane Richardson has it in his hands. He gives it over to his captain, Jack Walters. It is time to lead your team to a point. It has to be now for the North Ferriby captain. Walters throw deep into the box. Flatters catches. And he gets serenaded in applause for the Garforth Town faithful. And a little bit of time wasting to the frustration of Williamson. Flatters kicks it clear, and now all the Garforth eyes are on the referee and the whistle, unless they can conjure up something late on here. McGrath carrying it forward from the middle. He might get there first. He does! Referee, no choice. It's a penalty to Garforth. McGrath got to the ball first. Dash rushed in, and Garforth have a chance to seal it.
That is fantastic from McGrath. He could have just let the ball go, but he was determined to try and get the goal for Garforth. And Jonathan Dash charged at the ball and caught his shin in the end. And you can see McGrath celebrating as well, winning the penalty. That is a huge moment for Garforth, which means the pressure has gone from one end to the box to the other.
James Burgess to take this one for Garforth Town. This mental battle between Burgess and Dash begins here. Burgess steps up and scores! The point sealed in style from the Garforth Town substitute, and Garforth take the points here. It's Garforth Town 2, North Ferriby 0, Burgess from the spot.
And North Ferriby will be heartbroken with that after piling on the pressure again and again, corner after corner. It's gone into the other end for Garforth Town, and Burgess did manage to beat goalkeeper Dash, but Dash will be frustrated. He got a hand to it, but it wasn't strong enough. And in the end, Burgess puts away a penalty that has definitely put this game to rest.
One of the substitutes combining beautifully for Garforth Town, and that is a well-deserved 3 points for Garforth Town to open their season at the BD Community Stadium. Well, it all started with Motti's flash of brilliance inside the first 6 minutes to place it in from cutting inside. North Ferriby kept on pushing, kept on trying for an equaliser, but in the end it went the other way with Ronnie McGrath, the substitute, winning a penalty at the very last. Jonathan Dash rushed in to no avail, and James Burgess becomes Garforth's top scorer on the goal scoring charts this season, converting from the spot, which was virtually the last kick of the game, to win it by 2-0. Darren, your final thoughts on tonight's game?
Oh, very tense at the end indeed. Both teams giving it absolutely everything. And in the end, they were evenly matched. Garforth Town looked better at the start, and that is what gave them the advantage for the majority of the game. And they will be very proud to keep their unbeaten run from 5 to 6 games unbeaten in a row.
Well, for North Ferriby, it's a huge disappointment. They have injuries, they have selection problems, and they'll have to carry that into the coming weeks as their unbeaten streak comes to an end here tonight. But for Garforth Town, they keep marching forward, and it's 2 wins out of 3 to start the NPL East Division season. The final score here at the BD Community Stadium, it is Garforth Town 2, North Ferriby 0. Good night, and see you in the next one.